And we're back. Once again, the call-in number to Virtual Vision FM is 646-716-9336. We are going to get to the phone lines in just a moment or two. I just thought it might be a good idea, Chris, if you could share some of your success stories and kind of pave the way and lay the foundation for some on-air healing here.
Now, I worked on many people with shingles, herpes zoster virus shingles, and within a couple of treatments, the problem is gone. One of the big things I'm working on right now, I do have a client in Scotland who's a quadriplegic. He is now starting to move his fingers. He's getting a lot of sensation in his feet and toes, and he is contemplating within the next few weeks to try and take his first steps. So,
wow.
That in itself is another big story. But every day is basically big success stories. There always is a certain person where I have a great deal of difficulty getting to their problem, and everybody is different within their health problem. It's a matter of getting down the rabbit hole and finding out what is causing their problem. And that's what is the beneficial thing, is that I don't give up. I keep on going down that rabbit hole until I find the issue. Success stories, we could go on forever. I've regrown cartilage within people's hips. I've regrown nerves within people's spinal cord so that they can get rid of all of the numbness within their legs. Mm-hmm. Diabetes has been a very big one. And with those types of things, you have to know about the anatomy of the body as well as the spiritual components. If you know where to work, what's causing a person to be insulin sensitive or insulin deficiency, and all these different things that you can apply to the whole healing realm. But success stories, we could talk forever about those.
Yes, it certainly sounds like it. And those are huge, huge successes. And it boggles my mind. I believe there are no limitations except whatever we believe there are, and I totally believe that all things are possible. I'll just add to that we are miracles in motion, and these things are going to be standard. And isn't it wonderful, Chris, that you are doing your part in helping everyone realize just how powerful they are?
I thank God every day for being able to do this. I know I'm working with God by my side and the Son of God within me, and I know that this is why it's happening. I've been gifted with this. I've been gifted with stubbornness to stay on this path. I've been gifted with a wonderful wife who supports me and appreciates what I do, and just people who trust me and say, here's my health problem, please help me with this. And I just thank God every day for that.
Awesome. Now, what is the best way? We have someone in the chat room here who is requesting some healing from you regarding migraines from a concussion that she had received just about a week ago. Do you actually need their picture or to hear their voice? She doesn't have Skype, so she can't call in.
If I had the name, would probably get us there. I always like to be as clear as possible with the channel.
Sure. The name is, I think it's Lenice, Lenice.
Okay, so I've got my pendulum, I got my charts in front of me. We're going to ask on the letter chart, it's going to spell it out for us. We're going to ask the question, what is the cause for the migraines within this person's body? And it's going to take a minute. So it's starting to spell out that the cause of migraines is from now here's the big answer. It's from a lower astral entity. So when she got knocked on the head, a lower astral entity entered her body and is now causing some ruckus. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take my pyramid and I'm going to hold it up to the computer, and I'm going to intend and will this lower astral entity to leave her body. And she should feel some differences pretty much right away, if not right away, within a few minutes anyhow. So let's do that. So I got my pyramid, holding it up to the computer. Okay, we're going to use the highest harmonic gold light, the violet scepter, and violet flame to cast out and remove all lower astral entities from the brain, and we're going to send them into ether. And there they go. That lifted right away. So what she might feel is a tingling, she might feel a pulsing, a feeling of something leaving her body. So if she's in the chat room, let us chat back and let us know what you felt or if something changed.
Yeah, I did put that in there, and I don't see her typing as yet. Hopefully she was not out of the room. Oh, no, she's typing now, so this is good. This is good. So was it easy to have this lower astral energy leave, given the fact that the injury only occurred like a week ago? So there wasn't time for it to really kind of get in there.
Yeah, when it's acute like this, it is an easier thing. If it's something that's been in their lifetimes, well, you're going to have to dig back lifetime and really pull out all the cords and all of the attachments, the tendrils that accompany this type of thing. But if it's something that happened recently, it is a lot easier, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, because this injury was fairly recent, just having happened last week. And Lennis, just so you're aware, she's asking what she should do. The work has been done, and you can just sit down, take a nice big deep breath, ground yourself. And
now, there's a few other things I'm going to do to complete the job, because not just one little thing is going to do it. There's going to be layers to all of this.
Sure.
So we're going to neutralize the concussion. Neutralize the concussion, please, within Linus's skull and brain. And we're also going to remove any bruising. Completely neutralize, remove and pull out all bruising within the brain. See, all those energies are there. I can feel them. Oh, there they go. All right, now we're going to add some healing energies. So add the love and light of God into the brain to heal, repair, and revitalize all injured and damaged areas within her brain. Done. So that should take care of things. If it doesn't mean that this is not going to work. It just means that we need to spend a fair amount of time and do a whole lot of clearings to really get to the problem. Whenever I do this on the radio, and I do it quite often, many times there is instantaneous results that occur. And within a few people, the problem did come back, and that's only because, for demonstration purposes, this is really neat, and it does show that there is validity to it. But quite often, we have to go a little deeper and find more things involved.
Right. Okay. Because she is saying in the chat room that she really didn't experience anything, but that doesn't mean that nothing actually happened. So just sit with it, Linus, Yes?
Also, what I always like to have the best connection with somebody, so that if we're on the phone, it's one story. She may not be in the connection, and she should be. I mean, we're working with quantum entanglement here, but if it's a little to the left or a little to the right of her, she may not be picking it up. But I'm willing to bet that within a certain amount of time, she will experience something.
Well, don't you think that, excuse me for butting in a little bit here, that sometimes it takes a little longer for that energy to be felt or experienced by the person?
Right. Sometimes people don't feel anything at all. There are probably a 5% of clients I work with who don't feel a thing, but they do get the results. I always like to hear that somebody felt something, that, wow, something moved, something. Then you know that you're on the right track and you get some feedback, and you know that things are happening and you are actually helping the person.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was a good question, Nina. I'm glad you asked that one. We will sort of let Lennis just post whenever she feels inclined or inspired, and let us know how she's doing. That's pretty amazing to be able to do it, but it's energy, and energy is everywhere all at once. So it's just a matter of focus, isn't it? Really, but it's still amazing to me. It truly is. Do you want to take a phone call now, Chris?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, let's see who we have on the line here. Area code 360. Who am I speaking with, please?
Hi, my name's Lori.
Lori, hi. Welcome to Virtual Vision. Where are you calling from?
Washington State.
Washington State, not too far from me. So do you have a healing request for Chris?
Oh, yes, I do.
Hi, Lori. What can I help you with today?
Well, I have a lot of back problems, like my lower sacral back. I had a injury there. I had a fracture, and it always bothers me. And I have like osteoporosis, and I have one kidney that's really huge, and
Okay, so there is a multitude of different things happening within your body.
Yeah.
Now, the sacrum area, is there a level of pain there right now?
Not exactly at this moment.
So
but
it kind of comes and
generally
goes?
every day. Yeah, it's always every day.
All right. Now, why don't we just start this way? What question is optimal for Lori, please? So we're going to ask what question to ask, and the default question is, okay, where is the most resistance within Lori's body? So everything that you told me is going to register as a focus area, and the universe is going to say, well, we need to start working here first, or start working there first. Okay, so this is going to tell me that we're starting within the muscular system. Okay, I'm going to give the pendulum a second just to make sure it doesn't change its mind. Sometimes it does. Many people, when they're dowsing, they don't give the pendulum time to settle in and make sure that it's on the right answer, but we need to be very, very precise. Okay, so I'm going to go into my muscular system charts and ask where is the most resistance within Lori's muscular system. Okay, so this is giving me an answer to go to these charts. Where is the most resistance, please? All right, we're going to work within the gluteus maximus muscles, and we know all know where those are. Okay, the glutes now. We're going to find out what is causing resistance within Lori's gluteus maximus muscles. So this is the important question right here. Let's find out what the problem within those muscles is. Okay, so it's directing me to another chart. And we'll ask what is causing resistance within the gluteus maximus muscles. So here's a problem that is quite common, especially when there's an injury present, and it's happened quite a while ago. Is that wherever there's injury, there's going to be scar tissue. So what I'm going to do is remove all the scar tissue connecting the gluteus maximus to the sacrum, remove all the scar tissue in that entire area from the SI joint, all those areas, and we're going to see if that makes any changes. So I'm going to do that, and you let me know if you feel any kind of sensations in your body, like a tingle, some heat, upliftment, anything at all, please. Okay, here we go. Okay. Neutralize, eliminate, and dissolve all of the scar tissue within the gluteus maximus muscles, gluteus minimus, piriformis, gemellus muscles, from the entire erector spinae muscular system, and all scar tissue within the entire sacrum, including the SI joint. So I just gave it some very specific direction. Dissolve all scar tissue, please. Okay, so that is working really hard. I feel a pulling sensation on my end, and that's my barometer that lets me know when the work is finished. And there it goes. We're going to do it one more time. No, we don't have to. Okay. Did you feel any kind of sensations at all?
I kind of felt a pain in my upper back, like a pulling, and then my cat threw up a hairball.
Oh, we had a multiple healing. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, does your back feel a little looser? Does it feel like you got a bit more play within the hip area?
I'm not sure yet, but I'll as I go through the day, I'll notice. but I did feel quite a pulling in my right upper back and towards the middle.
Ultimately you felt something going on. Okay, now because there was multiple problems, let's ask again.
Okay.
Let's ask again, where is the most resistance in Lori's body? It's very important to do clearing after clearing after clearing to get down to the very root, because there is a lot of things that compound within us.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think, well, why don't you just, say the words and get rid of it? But no, you do have to go through all the levels. Now, it wants me to look in your chakra system. Okay. Where is the most resistance in the chakra system? Now, I deal with the chakra system a lot differently than most other practitioners, where somebody will intend to open the chakra. What I do is I find out why the chakra is closed, or why the chakra is out of balance or harmony.
Yeah.
So we're going to look in your entire chakra system. This is quite common within people that I work on. Now, what is causing resistance in Lori's entire chakra system? And this is, of course, going to be some kind of dark energy, some type of negative energy. All right. Again, what is causing resistance in Lori's entire chakra system? Okay, within your chakra system, your entire chakra system, this is an interesting answer. Your entire chakra system is being used as a stargate. Now, what that means is that there are interdimensional beings, different ETs of consciousness, that are using your chakra system to come in and out of our dimension and planet. And I do find this quite often. A good example is somebody who has perfect health. They eat perfectly, they exercise a lot, very strong and energetic, but once in a while, they have a little heart attack. They have a little blip in their heartbeat. So they go to the doctor, and the doctor does all these tests and says, your heart's perfect, what's going on? When that heart chakra is used as a stargate, it can cause stress within your body and give you some type of symptom. So what we're going to do is shut down all of your stargates within your chakra system so that these guys cannot violate your energy anymore, okay? Here we go. Okay, close, condemn, and collapse all stargates, portals, and wormholes within Lori's entire chakra system, please. Shut them all down. Okay, those are closed, and that almost knocked me back in my chair.
Are those beings going to be upset that they don't have access anymore?
Oh, you know what? If they're a little upset, that's fine and dandy. They can't get to you no more anyways. Nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Okay. Did you feel any sensation with that clearing?
I felt some, like it affecting you.
It knocked me back. I always get a form of resistance when I'm doing this, so I know when the work is finished, how much of the energy is there, and so I always feel something, but it doesn't come through me.
Kind of felt like I could breathe a little bit better.
Okay, there you go. That's always a nice...
Yeah, like I can breathe like fresh, like the air feels fresh again.
Beautiful. Let's do one more, shall we? We're having fun.
Thank you.
Now, we're going to ask the question a little differently. I'm going to ask my letter chart, what problem do we need to work on within Lori, please? So every time I've done a little clearing on you, you felt a little something happening.
Yes.
Which is a good sign. Okay, so they're saying that the problem is we're going to remove... Okay, here we go. We're going to remove the Greek god Zeus from her. Okay, we're going to remove Zeus from your soul.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do with Zeus is I'm going to intend to put him within a prism of light as a vault, as a prison for him almost. Here we go. So let's use the highest harmonic gold light, the violet scepter, the violet flame, and the love and light from God. Cast out and remove Zeus forward and backward in time, space, and dimension from Lori's soul and place him within a prism. There he goes. He doesn't like that when that happens.
What? Oh, I was Zeus there.
Zeus is there. Zeus is within everybody.
Oh.
Zeus is a son of a gun. He's a jealous god. The story of Zeus is that back in his day, he liked to fool around with other women. So his wife Hera caught him one day and said, "Okay, Zeus, I'm standing on top of Mount Olympus and I'm going to watch you all the time." So now he's pissed off. And he's just getting into everybody just to cause a ruckus. Zeus wears the mask of Satan. So if we feel that Satan is present, it is actually Zeus.
Wow.
Now, do you feel any kind of lightness about you? Do you feel a little uplifted, a little more clearer?
I can't tell yet.
Let's go one more. One more. Like I said, sometimes it does take various clearings to really get down to things. What question is now optimal for Lori, please? And that type of clearing, removing Zeus from the soul, sometimes will put people into a very emotional state.
Yeah.
Sometimes you felt a little emotional.
Yeah, I kind of felt, wow, felt.
Okay,
I'm relieved.
Good. Okay, what area in Lori's body is in crisis? The question is, what area in Lori's body is in crisis? So this is showing me that your entire body is in crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is causing crisis in Lori's entire body, please? What is causing crisis in Lori's entire body? So the pendulum is having a very good look. Okay, this is sending me to my new area of charts. Okay, what is causing crisis in Lori's entire body? Okay, this is something very common. I'm finding it within a lot of people. Along with Zeus, I'm also finding something called the wrath of Apophis. Apophis is an Egyptian god, and he is a giant serpent. So when pharaohs die, they go through their ascension into the next plane, to the next life. During this, they need to battle or avoid this giant serpent named Apophis. Now, Apophis is just like Zeus. He's there causing problems within humanity. He's using us for his entertainment. So let's move that out. Use the highest harmonic gold light, violet scepter. Cut cords connections with Apophis, the wrath of Apophis. And Lori's entire body. Remove the wrath of Apophis from Lori's entire body, please. And that is now gone also.
Wow. Oh.
Did you feel that one?
Yeah, I think so. Oh.
Now the energies are very subtle.
Yeah.
But they are very strong. The sacred geometry I'm using, there are some tools that I have that are like a bulldozer going through you. But the ones that I'm using now, they're harmonized with the frequency of the earth, with the feminine body, the feminine energy of the earth. And they are much more subtler, but yet stronger. So the healing crisis situation that generally comes up within people is very, very minimal. How are you feeling now?
Oh, much better. I'm kind of like still acclimating to I feel like bad things are gone, like some
bad things are gone. Bad things are.
Oh my God! Thank goodness I called you today. Can like a person have this done for other people without, like, if they don't?
There are lots of people who like to do things in benefit for other people, but
yeah.
I always make sure that I don't cross the line into working on somebody without their knowledge. They may not accept it. They may not appreciate it. So if I'm working, let's say, on one of your children or a close family member with the same DNA coding that you have, then I generally say yes. If it's your child, of course, you need to take care of your child, and you can do that by doing this work for them. So I have worked many times on people's children through them because, of course, the children is either too small or they're not going to go along with what we're doing here. So we do it on their behalf. So it can be done, depending on the person and the issue.
That's your website, Chris Kehler Holistic?
Kehler.
Chris Kehler, yes, chriskehler.net. The name of my company is Chris Kehler Holistic.
Wow. That's incredible. I'm so grateful.
Well, I'm very grateful you called.
Thank you. I hope to be in contact with you again in the future.
Now, I just want to let everybody know that the work that I do charge for it. Yes. My fees for a 1-hour session are $60.
Okay.
So I'm not one of these people who wants to take a lot of your money and feed my ego. I'm doing this for humanity. My intent is that one day that things are going so well for me in different avenues of investments that I don't need to charge for this anymore, because we are doing God's work. And to charge for it is not, the best scenario, but I do have a family to support, and, it's just something that needs to be. So I only charge $60, and that's what the price is. So and we do a lot of work in 1 hour. We just don't talk and do a couple clearings. We'll probably do about 10 or 15 clearings throughout the whole hour.
Wow.
That was quite extraordinary there, Chris. That was extraordinary. And I'll just reiterate what Chris has said at the end there about the monetary aspect of it. I think for many healers across the world, the money is always the bugbear, because none of us who are truly working with spirit and the beyond are about the money. But as he rightly says, you have to support yourself. You have to feed yourself and your family and whatever. But it will always be, for me, and as I hear through Chris's words, the same there, that it's so not about the money, and one hopes in the future you're given the option and the possibilities from spirit or wheresoever you work with, that you can kind of work for non-financial. It's one of those things that's there, and you wish it wasn't, but it kind of has to be addressed. But equally, there are disciplines of healing that actually say you should receive as you give. So, it's a two-way sort of barter system very often. That was extraordinary, Chris. I don't think, as Era said before, that we've ever done online healings before, and with the clear effect that's had. Thank you for the caller. We'll be taking some more in a moment. I'm going to hand over to Nina for a moment because she's got some feedback from Lenice, was it, who was on earlier?
Yes. Lennis very kindly wanted to thank you very much, Chris, because this is the lady who had the headache caused by the concussion, and she said initially that she didn't really feel anything, and then rather rapidly, all of a sudden, she said that the headache she experienced moving from the top of the head to the center back of her head, and then within another few minutes it dissipated about 60%, and then after another few minutes she felt very dizzy and then very tired, and then she wanted to go lie down, and then about 5 minutes later she said it had gone from say a pain level of 9 down to a pain level of 2, and
Amen.
She's amazed. She's amazed and very thankful and grateful. And she also asked, how did you use the pyramid for that?
All I do with the pyramid
is you used the pyramid.
When I take the pyramid, I hold it up to the computer where the energy is going in, my voice is going through Skype into the server and then to you guys, and then broadcast it out. So all I do is hold the pyramid up to the device that I'm using, whether it's the phone, the computer, or whatever, and just make the intent. And it's like shooting, let's say, an energy gun of intent and love and light through the entire server into the person it's directed to. Now, when she felt tiredness, when she felt dizzy, those are always very big signs that some type of consciousness, some type of entity did leave her body. And I see that very, very often. We see emotional, we see tiredness, we see dizziness, nausea. Those are all signs that consciousness or a dark force did leave her body.
And should she expect anything else aside from the tiredness? Because she says her headache wants to leave, but she's still feeling very tired. Is this just a case of her lying down and being quiet and allowing that process of energy change to occur through the different levels of her energy field?
Okay, so what we need to do with that, this is a case where doing a demonstration on the radio is all fine and dandy, but this could leave the person in a healing crisis. So what I'm going to do is, if she's still on the chat, I'm going to take one of my other sacred geometry rings to remove all of the residue. So this is a neutralization ring. Now, Ted and Eric, if you guys want to stand up while I'm doing this, you're going to get the benefit out of this also. This is going to remove all the residue from her, and anybody who's in its field is also going to feel a sensation of a pulling down motion. You also may feel very off balance. So for Linus, we're going to remove all the residue, and for anyone else, we're just going to neutralize out any and all negative energies. And just let me know when you feel something going on, please. Okay, this is working really, really hard.
Yeah, I'm getting what I call the holy snow of energy sort of dropping down over my head and over my shoulders without a shadow of a doubt.
And I am feeling this intense heat in the solar plexus and the high polarity of the abdominal chakra.
And I'm feeling a progressive downflow of energy from my 9th chakra all the way now progressively moving down from the crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, now sacral, root, passing my knees and down into the earth star.
Beautiful. Everybody's getting a real nice clearing out of this one.
And now it's starting to expand outwards rather than just being kind of vertical.
And I don't know how Chris works with this, but in the healing modalities I do with any client is to say that they should drink plenty of water and certainly rest.
Always, lots of water. Lots of water. Now, we're going to do one other one. Now, this is a ring called the sun ring. And if you look at it, you would say, oh, that looks like the sun. And what it does is it has the energy of the sun, not the heat of the sun, but the energy of the sun. Now, the sun itself is a large chakra, and it has specific energy. So we're going to use this one. And what I'm going to intend with this one is to lift all sin out of everyone's soul, lift all sin out of the chakra system, the kundalini, and the meridian system. And this is all sin that goes back to the whole Adam and Eve scenario, all original sin, all of the 7 deadly sins, all of that type of thing. There we go. Okay, everybody better sit down before they fall down.
Yeah, I got this sort of in my mind's eye sensation in both shoulders, something lifting off the shoulders. It was kind of not imperceptible, but it was there, that knowing that something lifted away, and this constant sort of, when you're talking through this, of energy, the fuzzy holy snow trickle of energy comes down on me.
Holy snow, I like that one. Ask Linus how she's doing now.
Now I'm seated.
Yeah, okay. Linus said that she had to go lay down. She was very, very tired. So hopefully she will listen back to this and have some more feedback. So
okay. Please make sure she knows.
Yes.
Make sure she knows that if this continues, that she better call me, and I need to do some more clearings on her to make sure that this lifts. I've had a few clients where we've removed something like this, and for a week they were basically dragging themselves around, and it's just a matter of doing, a 5-minute quick clearing just to finish the job. We've cleaned up. Now we got to dump out the garbage, if you will.
Well, what I will tell you, what I can share with you, Chris, is that the work that you have done in the past two participants here today has a peripheral effect as well, because Lynn in the chat room posted just a few moments ago that the headache that she's had for the last 4 days is suddenly gone.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it is affecting everyone in a very positive way.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Amen.
Now, this is really, I very rarely, I don't even know if I should do this, but I have to say I am deaf in the right ear. Nobody knows why. I've been to specialists and doctors, and it's just not working. So I'm wondering if you can kind of check in and see what's going on there. You don't have to do anything for me. Just let me know what the thought is.
Why don't we have a look and see what's going on with that? Okay. All right. Now, let's ask, what problem do we need to work on within ERA? It is ERA, right?
That's correct.
Okay. I can't see you guys, so I don't know who I'm talking to. All right. What problem do we need to work on? Deaf in the right. Is it 100% deaf?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, they're telling me that the problem is, how long has it been like that?
For about, absolutely stone deaf for about 5 years, and then there was this gradual movement towards that, and nobody knows why.
Okay, let's see what we come up with here. Okay, so they're saying that the problem is from, okay, so now they're restating it, that deafness is from, there he is, Zeus in the right ear. Okay, let's remove Zeus out of the right ear. Let's see if something wonderful happens. Okay, here we go. Within ERA, use the highest harmonic gold light, violet scepter, the violet flame, and the love and light of God to cast out and remove Zeus from ERA's right ear and entire body and place him within a prison. Place him within a prism. Completely remove and cast out Zeus. Oh! Yikes. One more time. We've got to do this a couple times. This is strong. Cast out Zeus from the entire right ear, please. Send him into a prism. There we go. How does it feel?
Well, I have to tell you that both my ears feel plugged.
So the left one became plugged? No, she can't hear us. Okay. What question is now optimal for ERA? What question is optimal for ERA? Where is the most resistance within ERA's body? Okay, within the auditory system. What is causing resistance in ERA's entire auditory system? So that includes the brain, the auditory cortex, and all of the channels and connections from the ears to the brain.
She's actually lost connection literally on Oh, she's back now. That's why there was a pause and she couldn't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
So as we were finding this, you lost connection, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't
it? Okay. No, it's not, because quite often when I'm working with these heavy energies, they will knock the connection out.
They'll knock it out, yeah.
Yeah. I have my own... I have my own radio show on the Pyramid One Network, and I did an interview with Dr. Eric Pearl. The whole internet in North Carolina got knocked out. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, now we're going to ask, what is causing resistance within Era's entire auditory system? Oh, they will do that. They have the ability to knock out electronics. What is causing resistance in Era's entire auditory system? Okay, so we're going to remove Zeus's buddy, Thoth. Thoth is an Egyptian god. He has the head of a bird, body of a human, and he also is a son of a gun. Okay, let's see if we can clear things up. Use the highest harmonic gold light, the violet scepter, violet flame. Cast out Thoth from Era's entire auditory system and send him into ether. Cast out Thoth. Forward and backward in space, time, and dimension. There he goes.
And once again, I feel this flutter in my left ear. It's like things are equalizing, perhaps. And just felt a very sudden wave of dizziness that
was
very mild. Yeah, that was very mild, but it was there, and now it's sort of there. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to finish the radio program, we're going to stop right there. Otherwise, it could be some disruption. I have removed that being from people and have had some varying results. There again, extreme nausea, almost to the point of passing out, because it is a very, very strong energy. Now, this again is all part and parcel with being able to find what it is. The universal law says if you can identify it, it has to leave. We have, as humans, the ability to have the energy of a supernova. But all of that has been suppressed by all these dark, heavy energies over us. If you can all you got to do is identify it. What is it? And then you make the intent, and through universal law, it leaves your body. As simple as that.
Well, that is encouraging, and I will definitely kind of work with that. And thank you. Thank you. I didn't mean to put you to work. I was just trying to identify
no, not a problem.
An issue that, possibly could be attended to. We do have more callers. Are you up to that, or would you like a bit of a break?
I am all for it.
Okay, let's go. And the next caller we have is Jane. Hi, Jane. Where are you calling from?
Hi there. I'm calling from Canada.
Hey, fellow Canadian. Do you have a
How's it
healing
going,
request of Chris?
That's it.
What can we do for you, Jane?
I've been having problems with my eyes. I had a cataract fixed last year, and now my other eye has got the same problem, and they're really burning and watering. And
digestive problems?
Yep.
Okay, so you have a sensation of burning in your eyes at this moment?
Yes.
Okay, what question is optimal for Jane? We are definitely on a roll today. Okay, what area in Jane's body? Where's the most resistance in Jane's body? Now, when you say digestive problems, can you be a bit more specific?
Nobody can really answer me what it is, but I just get a lot of bloating. Certain foods, it feels like it's stuck. Things don't leave my body. I don't sweat very often anymore. I've got problems with absorbing nutrients from food.
Okay, let's look in your digestive system. Quite often, one problem may cause another problem.
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
Okay, now we're going to ask, where is the most resistance in Jane's digestive system? is the most resistance? Okay, there's something going on within your entire digestive system. So this tells me some kind of negative being. Oh, hold on a minute. It wants to move. Yeah, it wants to move on me. Okay. This pendulum is definitely female. It's always changing its mind. Okay,
Nothing wrong with female.
No, I always need to keep things light, otherwise it can get very serious down here. Okay, we're going to look in your ascending colon. Do you have any kind of issue or discomfort in the right side of your abdomen?
Yep.
Okay. What is causing resistance within Jane's ascending colon? What is causing resistance within the ascending colon? Okay, so what's going on here is you've got a parasite.
Okay.
Within my clinic, I also do live blood analysis. And if every doctor on the planet had a live blood analysis dark field microscope in their office, they would find 50% of all health problems that nobody knows what it is. We're going to find out what type of parasite is it. It is, okay, so you've got roundworm. So let's remove the roundworm from your ascending colon. Now, the scenario here is that if there is a parasite or some kind of pathogen within your large intestine, if it's there for a prolonged period of time, the mucous membrane within the large intestine will deteriorate. It will eat it away. What that membrane does is it holds all of the waste material within your body in it. So if that mucous membrane is now gone, there are out into your body and then cause other problems. And quite often people with specific joint pains, very foggy brain, headaches, and different symptoms like that, it can be caused through bowel toxins within their body. Now, this will also create an autoimmune problem where your body's immune system will keep on trying to fight the problem, but because it happens on an ongoing basis, now the autoimmune system is going to be going all the time, and then this causes another problem in the form of scar tissues, and the cataract within your eye could actually be scar tissue or some type of debris, if you will. So let's clear out the large intestine first. Here we go. Neutralize and eliminate and terminate all roundworm larvae and eggs and larvae toxins within Jane's ascending colon. Now, as we do this, you might feel some heat in that area. You might feel some pulsing. You might feel a bump or a gurgle. Okay, so those parasites are now gone. Did you feel any kind of, did you feel something there?
No, not really.
Okay, that's fine. Now, let's go one step further. Where is the most resistance within Jane's body, please? I've seen many people come into the office with skin problems, within their hands or their face. And it's dry, red, and cracking, and they go to dermatologists, and they do all these different things. They do a quick live blood analysis, and we see parasites, and you know that the problem is parasites. Give them a parasite cleanse, do some energy work, and they're happier than a pig and whistle. Okay. Where is the most resistance within Jane's body? Okay, we're going to look within your eyes. We're going to go to my eye charts. Where is the most resistance within Jane's eyes? So we're getting very specific here. I always like to whittle it down to the very molecule almost of the area. Okay, where is the most resistance in Jane's eyes? Okay, we're going to look within the lens. Now, you have a burning sensation, so we're going to ask what is causing resistance within the lenses within Jane's eyes. What is causing resistance in the lenses? All right, you have a virus. Now, let's ask what virus is causing resistance within the lenses of Jane's eyes. So, you have got herpes zoster within your eyes, or shingles. Very common. The shingles virus, the herpes zoster virus, is much more common than society itself thinks that it is. Generally, if you see the rash and the blisters on your skin, well, the doctors look at that and say that is shingles. But it can be within a lot of other areas of your body without showing any symptoms. So let's move that out. Neutralize and eliminate herpes zoster shingles from the lenses within Jane's eyes, please. Completely remove herpes zoster and shingles from the eyes, lenses, and entire left and right eye. There it goes. Okay, now you tell me within the next few seconds if the burning starts to go away.
I think so. What I do notice is I'm feeling really warm. I was starting to feel that before you did anything on my eyes. So.
Yes, that means that the energy is starting to go through and process. Now, there sometimes is a bit of a time lag. So what we just cleared out before, you may start to feel now. But the eyes should start to feel a lot better. Anytime that there's a burning sensation, it could either be candida, yeast infection, and herpes zoster is another very big one to cause that. If we were to do a full session on you, we would start from ground zero, find all of this virus and clear it out of your body. We would probably find it in areas that are an area of concern, maybe your digestive system and that type of thing.
Yeah, because my eyes just actually, well, they feel a little, they don't feel quite so gritty right now, but they just were always watering, like just really uncomfortable.
So you're feeling a little bit of relief within your eyes. Of course, we probably have to go deeper and look into the tear ducts and the lacrimal glands and all the areas that function within that area. Your eyes are watering a lot because your body's trying to get rid of something.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
That's why we throw up. That's why we have the runs all of a sudden, is because all of a sudden you get a parasite or some bad bacteria and your body needs to get rid of it. Same thing within your eyes, same thing with your lungs. That's why we cough, is because your body wants to expel something.
Yeah, so I know that, but it doesn't seem to be able to do it.
Now, there's a lot of other aspects involved. Now, if you look at the immune system, we all have an immune system. It's your white blood cells, the T cells and B cells in your body that go and fight bacterial infections and the whole thing. If that immune system, for some reason, is distracted, now your immune system can work efficiently on one thing at a time. So if there's something specific that is within your body that's put there by, let's say, Thoth or Zeus or some type of ET or something like that, or even by humanity. Now, there's a lot of people on the conspiracy side of the fence that say that the governments are putting stuff in the water, or chemtrails have got all these different viruses and different things like that. Absolutely, that possibly is there. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do know that with the work I do, there are these things that come up. So many of us have got a mutation of pig viruses or swine flu within us that your body continually tries to identify and knock out. So that can distract your immune system so that now whatever else is going on is free to do so. So as your body tries to fight other things and try to fight that, it just doesn't have the clout because it is distracted. How do your eyes feel now? Do you feel more changes?
Yeah, I would say it just feels, the sensation will be they're smoother to open, to blink. It doesn't,
nice.
It was feeling really kind of gritty and watery before.
A lot of inflammation, I'm sure.
Yeah, so they feel smoother.
Well, that's amazing. That's really amazing that so much change could happen in so short a time.
Yeah.
And yet, it's still keeping on going. It's your body still digesting it, so to speak.
Yeah, things are going to process over the next few hours, 24 hours. Things will still keep adjusting and moving. And a person will generally feel like a roller coaster of up and down. They might feel the waves or the shifts that we call them of energy in your body as things are processing in and out. So there certainly is a time frame for the entire process to happen. Whenever I work on somebody, I always want to wait a good 5 to 7 days before I work on them again, because I want everything that we worked on to fully process and to settle in before we do another session.
Well, very cool.
Well, that's really cool, and we thank you so much for coming in and participating in the show, Jane. And we know that you've got something really special and really interesting, and we thank you. And thank you, Chris, for doing that for her. That's amazing.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, Chris.
So Chris, what I'm going to suggest now is that Eric can't actually she can hear us, but she can't participate. So I was going to suggest that what we usually do towards the end of the show is remind listeners of who you are, what you do, and any books you've written, any websites, any communication tools of how they get to contact you. And then after you've done that, perhaps we'll squeeze in one last caller, but warn the caller that we may have to bring it to a sort of gentle close fairly swiftly, depending on time. So,
okay, the best way to contact me, go to my website, chriskehler.net. Don't go to chriskehler.com. That's a different Chris Kehler. He's not an energy healer. Okay, so it's CHRISKEHLER. Google my name. You will find me without a doubt. My email address is on the website. My telephone number at the clinic is on the website. I'm very easy to get a hold of. Send me an email. I will get back to you tonight or tomorrow without a problem. I do have probably 200 different videos on YouTube. If you go to YouTube/Chris Kehler, you will see all of my radio interviews I've done in the last 3 years. I always put up maybe once every couple of weeks an update video of work that I'm doing, like a 3-4 minute video, just a quick little talk. And I also have videos that explain how I do my work, how it affects you, and what you can notice. And there's a lot of different information out there. I even have some videos where I do some energy clearings for certain people, and I'll put them up on my YouTube site, and they can access those videos whenever they feel they need the energy. So, and anybody can access those videos and use that energy. So it is something that everybody can experience. You can kind of feel the energy happening, and you can know that there is some validity going on here. I'm also on Facebook. Do a search on me, and I will accept you as a friend, no problem. So ultimately, again, the best way is by email. When I'm in the office doing my work, I go from hour to hour with basically no breaks. So for me to try and call somebody back is very difficult. Send me an email. I will get back to you.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Chris. I think Erin may be back, so rather than being silent, she may be able to get a chance to say something. I'm just watching to see. In the meantime, Nina, maybe we can bring one last caller in.
So we've had a very patient person, 303, calling in. Caller area code 303. Welcome to the show. Are you there? Hello. Unfortunately, they've logged off. Oh dear.
It looks like that call has been dropped, actually.
And that call we do have somebody who has asked a question, Chris, that maybe you can hold forth on. Great Northern Girl. Hello, Great Northern Girl. Asks, does this work help those suffering from addictions?
Oh, absolutely. When I'm working with addictions, there's a couple different aspects of addiction. Number one, are you an addictive personality, which means if you were to, let's say you're addicted to smoking and you quit smoking, would you now be addicted to gambling? If you quit gambling, would you be addicted to whatever? So we look at that aspect. And then we also look at the aspect of what's happening within the brain, within the hypothalamus, pituitary glands, that secrete certain hormones that may trigger an addiction or that may cause your body to be addicted to carbohydrates. If you eat a carbohydrate, your body secretes serotonin, you feel better, so your body always wants carbohydrates, and we all been through that. So, we attack addictions, we attack depression and anxiety in a very big way. I have a very good system of dealing with depressions that works very, very well. Basically, any kind of health problem, any kind of spiritual problem, any kind of soul problem, whatsoever, emotional, mental, you name it, there's nothing that cannot be addressed within the system that I'm using. And I've developed it this way so that every problem can be addressed. I've even worked on people's law of attraction so that all of a sudden, instead of when they try to manifest, let's say, financial abundance in their life, when I do some clearings on it and reconnect it in certain ways, all of a sudden now things start to line up. And now all of a sudden they find themselves in a new job, or money is starting to not just come in but stay in. So things can work that way. I've helped people with their businesses to run more streamlined. Go to a campground every summer, and this campground for some reason didn't have a lot of people in it, and a campground in Manitoba should be packed to the nines because everybody loves camping in Manitoba. And so I did some energy clearing of some voodoo spells from some previous owners. All of a sudden, within 3 months, the place is almost full. Basically, anything and everything, what you can think of. If you're going to call me and ask me, Chris, can you work on that? I'm going to say, yes, we can work on that. I cannot regrow a limb on your body. I cannot change your personality in certain ways. But for the most part, certain degrees, yeah, we can address pretty much anything.
Well, that's amazing. I'm sure that she wrote that drug addictions was her daughter, and that alcohol, and now food. So I'm sure a great northern girl that if you want to get in touch with chriskehler.net on his website, then he may be able to shed some light on, why all these things have been going on and give you some help. I wanted to give you another feedback, Chris. Lennis, the lady with the migraine, has come back to us on the chat and says that now the headache's gone and her energy is back, and she wants to thank you, and she thinks you're amazing. So
well,
I've
tell
told
her
her
I
to
think
get
she's
back in
amazing
touch
for
with
coming
you.
forward.
That's great. And now we're going to see if we can get Jane back on. Hi, Jane, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Right. Anything been happening as we've been talking? Have you felt any shifts? Anything going on?
My eyes feel more relaxed, but my abdomen, I don't really feel anything.
So the whole parasite situation may have just been a clearing that, you know what, we better get rid of this because it could become a problem. Okay, quite often it will do that. It will give me a heads up on something. Yeah. But the eyes feel better, and that was the intent, is that you had burning eyes and cataracts, so we got rid of part of that problem.
Wow, that's brilliant. Well, thanks, Jane. Thanks for being on the show again and giving us that feedback. We want to thank you, Chris, for being such an amazing guest from me and Ted and Era. You've inspired us. You've showed us such an amazing process of how healers, in a way, go about healing, and the kind of inner process that you go through on a one step-by-step level. And it's been, introduced us to new concepts and ideas, and we hope that you'll be back on our show again sometime in the future. Would you, if you'd be so kind? We'd love that.
All you need to do is ask, and I will be there. Ted, you're wonderful. Everybody is very, very nice to work with on this show.
That's fabulous.
Likewise. Go, Nina.
Right. So, great to have you. Thank you, everybody who participated in the show, in the chat room. We just want to alert you to the fact that, well, actually, I'm going to be the special guest for next week, so do join us next week on next Sunday on Virtual Vision FM, and you get another dose of Nina Ashby, but in a kind of a different twist. For this evening, we want to give me and Ted and Era. I want to thank Chris and all the participants, and we want to wish you a lovely rest of your evening.